What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to go ahead and say thank you, God, for giving us another opportunity. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang family, man, be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications. Hit that like button and drop a comment down below. Where are you tuning in from today, watching me? And again, man, let's go ahead and get 50 likes on this video. I would appreciate it. That is definitely going to help me out. But as you can see, man, by the looks of the title and the screen, today I am bringing y'all the top 3 most broken and rare small forward builds and best ones to use on NBA 2K22 next gen. So first up with this build, we're going to be making it at the height of 6'8", weight 185 with a 7'1" wingspan. Now once it comes down to how you want to break down of the stats, this is going to be the most crucial part about the build. And the reason why I say that is because on all 3 of these builds, I am very specific with how I am making each and every one. So if you want to go ahead and make your own adjustments, just remember, you definitely can do that. But again, it really just comes down to what build name you want to get, as well as what kind of animations that you want to get with the build itself. So for the finishing, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go with a driving dunk of 92. Then, once we go ahead and get into the driving layup, this is going to be a 91 with a 73 close shot, bringing us up to a total of 22 badges. Now, for the shooting, I'm going to go with an 80 mid-range as an 80 three-pointer as well. Then from there, that's going to bring us up to a total of 25 badges in this area. Then, for the playmaking, I'm going to go with a 90 pass accuracy, then max out the ball handle and the speed with ball, and that's going to bring us up to a total of 26 badges. Now, for the defensive end, I did not touch the interior, but I maxed out every other area of that part of the build. That's going to bring us up to a total of 26 badges. Now, I know the physicals are not yet complete, but I'm going to go with an 80 speed, 78 acceleration. Then once it comes down to the vertical, you can go with anywhere from an 80 to a 70, depending on what you want to make this build up to when it comes down to this part of the build. The very and most important thing is what I would do is to make sure at least go with the 70 vertical, so that way you're going to be able to maintain the pro contact dunks. But as you can see, 22 badges for the finishing, 25 for the shooting, 26 for the playmaking, and another 26 for the defensive end. Now really consider this is a solid build to use, especially if you're trying to make up a good amount of different builds out of this certain one. Now what I mean by that is this is literally just a guide on how to make a few different builds. With this one that I'm bringing to y'all today, I'm telling you, very balanced all around, and any few changes that you do make to it, you're going to be able to get a good amount of different build names, which makes this one even better in my opinion. Now for the takeovers, I'm going to leave it up to y'all, but let's go ahead and check out what we made today. And as y'all can see, we have created the two-way inside out score, and really consider what this build is going to be looking like once you do add on the 10 extra badges that we're going to be able to unlock that we do get from each season. Now let's go ahead and get into the second build. So coming up at number 2 with the glass cleaning takeover at the small forward position as well is going to be the facilitating finisher build. Now this one, I'm telling you, definitely a very toxic, overpowered build when it comes down to current gen, but even more so when it comes down to next gen. The fact that we're going to be able to get that glass cleaning takeover is really going to help us out on the defensive end. So man, if you are still here watching, I really appreciate it. But man, I would really go ahead and also appreciate if you went ahead and hit that like button if you have not already. About to be more halfway through the video, and some of y'all have not subscribed yet, so if you could go ahead and do that, and be sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below at the end of the video. Which of these 3 builds do y'all feel like making, and which one is the best out of all of them? Now again, let's go ahead and get back into the making. So of course, all three of these builds, we're going to be making them out of the small forward position. But once we go ahead and get into the height, weight, and wingspan, this is going to be the main part in which we have to change with all of these builds. So I'm going to go with the height of 6'7" for this one. I was thinking about going 6'8", but 6'7" is going to be perfect. Then for the weight, I'm going to go 181 as well as with a 7'1" wingspan. Now, when it comes down to the breakdown of the attributes, remember, these are all based off of my personal preference. I did go back and forth, making sure I did maintain this build name, but also made sure that I maintained all of the animations that I wanted to get out of it, as well as the badge counts. So, for this build on the finishing end, I'm going to go with a 92 driving dunk, 84 driving layup, as well as an 85 close shot. That's going to bring us up to a total of 24 badges. Then, once we go ahead and get into the shooting, I'm going to go with an 82 mid-range shot as well as an 82 three-pointer, 61 free throw, and that's going to give us another 24 badges for the shooting. Then, for the playmaking, I'm going to go ahead and max out my ball handle, go with the 61 speed with buffer now, and an 84 pass accuracy. We're going to be able to get 21 badges right here. Then for the defensive end, I'm going to go with the perimeter defense of 75, 84 for the steal. Then I'm going to max up my block as well as the defensive rebound and bring up the offensive rebound to a 77. Now, for the physicals, I'm going to max out my speed and acceleration, go with an 80 vertical to get the elite contact dunks as well as with a 90 stamina. Then from there, we're going to be able to bring up our speed with ball to a 76, and that is only going to make this build that much more better. Now, I also do want to throw a reminder out to y'all. If you do see any area of any of these builds that you feel like you would personally change, go ahead and do so, and make sure that you're making these builds based off of your own playstyle as well as what you feel like is going to be best for you. So as you can see, we do get the glass cleaning, shot creating, sharpshooting, and slashing takeover. All of these are very overpowered, especially on this kind of build, but to be more unique, I'm going to go with first, see the future takeover. Then for the second one, I would really like ankle breaking shots takeover. Gonna be very overpowered, and as y'all can see, the small forward build we created is the facilitating finisher, and I'm really gonna go ahead and consider this build to be a two-way. But from here, we have one final build left over, and again, I just want to go ahead and say, if you did make it this far into the video, I really appreciate y'all. But let's go ahead and check out what I got lined up for y'all. And as you can see, another very rare build name at that, going to be called the Offensive Initiator. Now, I know it says Offensive Initiator, but Offensive Initiator sounds much more better. As you can see also, with that sharpshooting takeover, we're going to be able to not only hit from deep, but when it comes down to what this build is going to be able to do on the defensive end, really surprising, especially with the kind of build name that we do get. So this can low-key even be considered a catfish build. Now, if you are still here watching, man, go ahead and let me know, what did y'all think about the previous two builds? And go ahead and hit that like button. We are almost to 50 likes. I would appreciate it. Now let's go ahead and get into the making. So as you can see, of course, again, we're going to go ahead and make this build out of the small forward position. Once we go ahead and get into the height, I'm going to make it like the previous build, going with the height of 6'7", 181 for the weight, and also a 7'1" wingspan. Now, I really do not comment too much about the build and body shape, but I like to go with builds, and the only reason why I do pick that one is because it takes up the most space when it comes down to playing defense. Now, if you want to go ahead and take in that tip, go ahead and do so, but if you want to go with anything else, whether or not you like it, go ahead and base it off of what you like best. Now, for the finishing end, as you can see, we're going to end up with a total of 26 badges. Now right here, I really try to make a small forward build with the most possible badges that I was able to get out of any build. Now the reason why I did not go ahead and go overkill with the driving dunk is because I wanted to spread the wealth as much as I possibly can when it comes down to the small forward build. So even for the shooting, we're going to be able to get 24 badges. Also, same exact thing for the playmaking. Then, once we go ahead and get into the defensive end, this is a very critical part, not only of this build, but every single build that I do bring to y'all, because I want to make sure that we're always going to be able to hold our own, whether we take this build to the 1v1 court or we're playing with a team of 5 or 3. I just want to be sure that the defensive end is very solid, and right here, we already have a total of 100 badges. We still have some time to max out the physicals. Now, if you want to, you can definitely go ahead and change anything about the physicals or even the main attributes, but this is a really good solid build to start out with, especially if you're trying to be more balanced and well-rounded, and consider the fact you're still going to be able to get the pro contact dunks unlocked. Now, as for the badges we did unlock, very solid, and we get a good amount of tiers in each area of this build. From the physicals, I'm really happy about it as well, but from here, if you wanted to, remember, you can definitely upgrade and even max out the physicals if you want to go about this build that way. As you can see, the slashing takeover, shot creating, sharpshooting, and the playmaking, I'm going to leave it up to y'all, man. But man, if you did make it this far, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and turn on post notifications. Hit that like button and be sure to drop a comment down below when complete. Let's go with the slashing takeover. Then I'm going to go with the shot creating. And as y'all can see, we have created the offense initiator build. I love y'all. I thank y'all. And man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank y'all. Thank God. And Rich out.